What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's Daniel, and welcome back to our video. Today, I'll be doing the final NASCAR silly season update of 2025. I'll be recapping everything that's happened in the 2025 to 2026 NASCAR silly season. So anyways, let's go ahead and just jump straight into it. Let's begin by talking about Austin Hill. It is expected Austin Hill will be returning to the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series in 2026 and will continue driving number 21 for Richard Childress Racing in the 2026 NASCAR O'Reilly Auto Parts Series season. It was then confirmed in May going into June that Austin Cindric would not be leaving Team Penske at the end of 2025. Now, Austin Cindric might be in a contract year 2026, considering his father, Tim Cindric, no longer works at Penske, but he'll be back with the organization in 2026. Then it was confirmed during Coke 600 weekend that William Byron has signed a multi-year contract extension with Hendrick Motorsports through the 2029 year. He will continue driving a 24 car through the 2029 season. It was also confirmed during Coke 600 weekend as well that Kyle Busch will be returning to Richard Childress Racing in 2026 to continue driving a number 8 car. It is possible this upcoming season could be the final year for Busch at RCR, as he might be a free agent going into 2027, but he'll stay with RCR in 2026. It was also confirmed that Austin Dillon will also be returning to Richard Childress Racing in 2026. He will continue driving a 3 car going into next year. It's unknown how much longer Austin Dillon is going to race in his career, but he'll be staying in the 3 car for another year. It was confirmed during National Weekend that A.J. Allmendinger will be returning to Kaulig Racing in the NASCAR Cup Series in 2026. He will stay in the number 16 car, though not sure how performance is going to be, considering some things happen to Kaulig in 2026 as well. It was then confirmed that Ram would be returning to the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series in 2026. They do have aspirations to go Cup Series racing by the 2027 season, but they'll have one team they'll focus on that we'll talk about in just a short little bit, but Ram is returning. Another manufacturer that might be on the fritz of returning is Honda. They're rumored to be joining NASCAR as early as 2027. We've heard for a long time they've been talking about for many years of coming to the sport. It seems like with the unknowns of IndyCar currently at the moment, they could be in their final year of IndyCar going into 2026, and they might be coming into NASCAR as early as 2027. It was then confirmed in August and July that Denny Hamlin has signed a multi-year contract extension with Joe Gibbs Racing. He will continue driving number 11 car through the 2027 season. 2027, which is next year by the time you're watching this, will likely be the last year for Denny Hamlin in his career. He has signed a 2-year extension with Joe Gibbs Racing. It's expected that Chandler Smith also will be returning to Farmer Motorsports in the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series in 2026 and will continue driving number 38 truck after having a pretty solid year in trucks despite being eliminated in the round of 10. He'll stay in trucks and will continue driving for FRM and looks to make cup starts as well in 2026. It was then confirmed during Watkins Glen weekend that Shane Gisbergen has signed a multi-year contract extension with Trackhouse Racing, I believe through 2027. He will have a new number, though, in 2027, as he'll switch from the number 88 to the number 97, as he looks to build on a great Cup career up to this point and win more road course races up to this point. It was also confirmed in August that Matt Crafton was announced he'd be retiring from full-time racing at the conclusion of 2025. Now, we know Ty Majeski will drive the 88 truck next year with the Menard sponsorship. Matt Crafton's not retiring completely. He's just retired from full-time racing, is no longer racing at the full-time stint. It was then confirmed in August and during Daytona week that Kaulig Racing will be joining the Truck Series in 2026. They're going to be a 5-truck organization. The numbers are going to be the number 12, the number 10, the number 14, the number 16, and the number 25 for 2026. It was also confirmed during Daytona week that Connor Zilch will be joining the Cup Series full-time in 2026 with Trackhouse Racing. He will drive the number 88 car. Randall Burnett moves away from Richard Childress Racing and will be the crew chief for Connor Zilch in the Cup Series in 2026. It's expected that William Swalch will be returned to Joe Gibbs Racing in the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series in 2026. While Joe Gibbs Racing has not made a formal announcement at this point, nothing's expected to change. He will stay with Joe Gibbs Racing next year. It's also confirmed that Ricky Stenhouse Jr. will be staying with Hayek Motorsports in 2026. There were some outside rumors about Ricky Stenhouse Jr. maybe going to Spire Motorsports, but as of now, he'll be staying with that team and stay with Hayek through the 2026 year. Then it was confirmed in August going into September the Haas factory team will be rebranding to Chevrolet in 2026. Cole Custer will continue driving number 41 car in Cup, while Sam Mayer and Sheldon Creed will continue driving the 41 and the 00 car in the NASCAR Rally Auto Parts Series and will have an alliance with Hendrick in 2026. It was then confirmed in September that Sammy Smith will be returning to Junior Motorsports in 2026. He will continue to drive a number 8 car, while he will have a different crew chief with Corey Shea moving from the 9 machine. He will be moved back in the series next year. There's been a lot of talk about Hailie Deegan potentially making a return to NASCAR in 2026, and she was initially rumored to be returning to McAnally-Hilgeman Racing. However, it doesn't sound like at this point that that's the case, as the team has announced their formal lineup for next year. Maybe she could do some one-offs going into 2026. She is working on her racing plans for next year, but her future is currently in question at this point, and she may not be returning to NASCAR overall. Then it was also confirmed in September that Ross Chastain was signed through the 2027 season after, I believe, Moose Fraternity or another company associated with him will be back with him for 2027. Ross will stay on the 1 car at least for the next couple years and seasons. It's expected after Bristol that Cletus McFarland will be returning to racing in 2026. It has been rumored that he potentially could do some stuff with the Kaulig brand in 2026, but he also, of course, could do some other stuff, maybe in ARCA with Brett Jones Racing. But Cletus McFarland, as of now, is expected to be back in the series of racing in NASCAR, at least in ARCA for sure, in 2026. It was then confirmed in September that Carson Quaffle would be returning to Junior Motorsports in the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series in 2026. While initially only having a part-time stint in the 1, he'll drive for Junior Motorsports in every single race, splitting time between the number 1, the number 9, and the number 88 throughout the 2026 NASCAR O'Reilly Auto Parts Series season, despite the rumors of him being associated with Penske. It was then confirmed in September to October that Brendan Butterbean Queen will join Kaulig Racing in the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series in 2026. He will drive a number 12 car in 2026, and it was the first official driver confirmed for the team and program heading into 26. It's expected that Connor Hall and Matt Mills will be joining Nice Motorsports in 2026. Matt Mills will have a different number next year, while Connor Hall is expected to be associated with the 45. Both drivers are expected to be part of the Nice Motorsports program in 2026. It was then confirmed going on early October that Roger Kroof will be joining Junior Motorsports in 2026, driving a number 88 car. He will drive that car for 23 races, and then he'll drive the number 32 car for Jordan Anderson Racing in 2026 for 10 races in the upcoming season. He'll run full-time and compete for the championship in 2026. And it was also confirmed in October that both Ross Chastain and Shaman Gisbergen will drive the number 9 for Junior Motorsports in 2026. While number of races was not disclosed, I expect both to be in the O'Reilly Series quite a bit. Ross probably around 6 or 7 events, while of course SVG will run probably closer to that also in the 2026 season. Then it was confirmed in October that Daniel Suarez will be joining Spire Motorsports in the Cup Series in 2026. He will drive a number 7 car. Freeway Insurance will be the sponsor on that car, and it was also confirmed recently that Ryan Sparks is going to be the crew chief. He only has a 1-year deal with that team for 2026. It was also confirmed around that same time that Landon Lewis will be joining Nice Motorsports in the Craftsman Truck Series in 2026. The number was not announced, but I expect it to be the number 44. He will be in that truck, as he confirmed to Kevin Harvick, for 15 races in 2026. One driver's future that is in question is Eric Almirola. It's been rumored that Eric Almirola could be in his final year racing in the sport. I also think there's a possibility you could see him run in a few races in the NASCAR Rally Auto Parts Series, depending on what happens of how many races Brent Cruz misses. I think his future is in question, but he could also race in 2026. It was then confirmed in October that Zane Smith has signed a multi-year contract extension with Front Row Motorsports. While how long is not disclosed at this point, he will stay with Front Row and continue driving with the team at least through the 2027 NASCAR Cup season. It was also confirmed on that same day as well that both Noah Gragson and Todd Gillen would also be returning to Front Row Motorsports in the NASCAR Cup Series in 2026. Noah Gragson will continue driving a 4 car, while Todd Gillen will end up driving number 34 car once again next year, but both will also be in contract years with that team in 2026. Then it was confirmed around championship weekend that Jesse Love would be returning to Richard Childress Racing in 2026. Despite rumors of him being associated with Legacy Motor Club, he will stay in the number 2 car and continue driving in that respective ride for the 2026 NASCAR year, and could eventually be a Cup Series driver by 2027. During Martinsville weekend, it was confirmed that Harris Suburban will be joining Sam Hunt Racing in 2026. He will drive the number 24 car this upcoming season. He will also get a new crew chief who hasn't really had much association with crew chief before, but Harris Suburban moves over to Sam Hunt Racing next season. On the same day, it was also confirmed that Dean Thompson will be returning to Sam Hunt Racing in 2026. He will continue driving a number 26 car. Chris Bowen, who was a crew chief for him in 2025, will also be the crew chief for him in 2026. Around that same time, it was confirmed that Leland Honeyman Jr. will be joining Nitro Motorsports in the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series in 2026. His number will be the number 20. Most of the other numbers have not been disclosed at this point, but Leland Honeyman Jr. will join Nitro Motorsports in 2026. Then it was confirmed that Kaulig Racing will no longer have a program in the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series in 2026, confirmed during the championship weekend. They talked about maybe making a few select starts, but they did confirm they're not back for 26, and we'll pause that program until Dodge comes back to the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series around 2027. It then was confirmed that both Daniel Dye and Justin Hilley will be joining Kaulig Racing in the Truck Series in 2026. Daniel Dye is going to drive the number 10 truck, while the number 16 will be driven by Justin Hilley. They're both expected to be pretty solid, and both probably will have some good success in the Truck Series in 2026. It was then confirmed during championship week that Lane Riggs has signed a multi-year contract extension with Front Row Motorsports. He will continue to drive a number 34 truck for 2026. And I would expect that probably also for 2027, unless, of course, he does end up maybe going over to the Ford truck or car in the Cup Series down the road. It was also confirmed during championship week that Tyler Ankrum will be returning to McAnally Hilgeman Racing in 2026. He will continue driving number 18 truck for the 2026 year, and Liuena will sponsor him for 23 out of the 25 races in the 2026 truck season. One driver's future is in question is Tony Breidinger. We still don't know what her official plans are at this point for 2026. Of course, there's some big questions around that at this point, how many races she exactly will run in 2026. But she has a little bit of a questions in her future at this point, though I do think she could end up back at Tricon Garage in 2026. Then it was confirmed in November that Dawson Sutton will be returning to Rackley War Racing in 2026. He will continue driving number 26 truck as he looks continue to build his progress in the series next year after being pretty solid in the Snowball Derby. Looks to build on it and have some really strong runs in the series in the 2026 season. Spire Motorsports is expected to have two trucks in 2026 in the series. There'll be the number 71 and the number 7, and the number 77 is expected to be split between drivers like Carson Ospar, Tristan McKee, Michael McDowell, and Kyle Busch. Though another driver that we'll talk about a little bit might be also associated with this program, but Spire Motorsports will be in the truck series once again in 2026. Then was confirmed in October that Parker Redside will be joining Viking Motorsports in 2026. He will drive the number 99 truck car for the team, replacing Matt DiBenedetto, who recently confirmed he would not be back with the program in 2026, and his future is still in question at this point. But Parker Redside will get the chance and opportunity, and I believe that his crew chief is going to be Danny Eflin as well. On the same day, it was confirmed that Corey Day will be joining Hendrick Motorsports full-time in the NASCAR Rally Auto Parts Series in 2026, driving a number 17 car. His crew chief is going to be Adam Wall, who has been the crew chief of that number 17 car for the last couple of years. He'll look to build on that relationship and improve and get better in the O'Reilly Series in 2026. A couple days later, it was announced that Ryan Ellis will be joining Young's Motorsports in the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series in 2026, driving a 0-2 car. That team will have a 2-car organization in 2026, though their second driver has still not been officially disclosed at this point, but we will see Ryan Ellis have a chance and opportunity to compete with Young's Motorsports next year. It was then also confirmed not too long ago that Josh Williams will be joining DGM Racing in 2026, driving a number 92 car. He goes back to the familiar place next year, looks to get that relationship built back together, and looks to run solid and really well. In 2026, we'll get a chance and opportunity to drive that car next year. About a month ago, it was announced that Junior Motorsports will be running the Daytona 500 in 2026. Justin Allgaier will be the driver, and Travelers Whiskey will be the sponsor, and they're going to use the number 40 once again in 2026. They'll look to build on that stuff and look to make the Daytona 500 for the second year in a row. A couple weeks ago, it was confirmed that Jeremy Clements Racing will be returning to the NASCAR O'Reilly Auto Parts Series in 2026. They will have an association with the Haas Factory team and will continue being associated with the Chevrolet brand in the 2026 year. Not too long ago, it was also confirmed that Carson Brown has signed a development deal with Richard Childress Racing. He's not expected to make starts in the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series in 2026, but he's expected to make starts potentially in the Truck Series with a team like Spire, and also can make starts at Pinnacle Racing Group. He'll get the chance and opportunity to develop his craft and work with Richard Childress Racing. Project 91 is expected also to return to NASCAR in 2026. It's rumored that they will be associated maybe with the driver like Elio Castroneves or Scott McLaughlin for next year, but we will see Project 91 make a comeback more than likely. Red Bull also will be associated with that. Also for 2026, we will see that car make a comeback in 26 as well. It was then confirmed not too long ago that Kaulig Racing will be fielding an all-star truck in 2026, aka the free agent truck, the number 25. It will be a free agent program, and they'll be announcing it every single time they have an upcoming Truck Series race. Tony Stewart and Casey Kane are two of the drivers rumored for it. Other drivers are AJ Allmendinger, Will Brown, Robbie Gordon, Cletus McFarland, among other drivers. We might be seeing Tony Stewart in the Truck Series of Kaulig Racing as he continues to be listed as a potential candidate for that. It's also expected that Jake Garcia and Ben Rhodes are expected to return to Thorspur Racing in 2026. Jake Garcia is expected to drive a 13 truck next year, while Ben Rhodes is expected to drive the number 99 truck once again in the 2026 Craftsman Truck year. It was announced about a month ago that Brennan Poole will be returning to Alpha Prime Racing in 2026. He will continue driving number 44 car, though Alpha Prime has been rumored to be switching to 4. That wasn't confirmed from the announcement earlier today, but Brennan Poole will be staying with Alpha Prime in 2026. On the same day, it was confirmed that Jeb Burton would be returning to Jordan Anderson Racing in 2026 to continue driving a 27 car. He was rumored at one point to potentially be joining an organization like Spire Motorsports in trucks. He'll stay with a familiar face with Jordan Anderson and continue driving a 27 car in the upcoming season. It was then announced about a month ago that RSS Racing officially announced their 2026 lineup. They will have 2 full-time cars next year. Ryan Sieg is going to drive the 39, while Kyle Sieg will drive the 28. The big news is they're switching from Ford to Chevrolet, and we'll have an alliance with the Haas factory team in 2026. They will have Matt Noyce as the crew chief and Hayden McHugh as a crew chief for their team next year as RSS looks to win races in 2026. A few weeks ago, it was announced that Tyler Reif will be joining Nice Motorsports in the Craftsman Truck Series in 2026, driving a number 42 truck. Tyler will run a majority of races in that truck next year, though there will be other drivers in that truck throughout the 2026 NASCAR Craftsman Truck season. It was then confirmed that Blaine Perkins also would be returning to Jordan Anderson Racing in 2026, continue driving a 31 car. He was expected to return to this program for next year, looks to build on his work stuff in this series in 2026, and will be back with the program in the upcoming season. 2 to 3 weeks ago, it was confirmed that Christian Neckes will be joining McAnally Hilgeman Racing in the Craftsman Truck Series in 2026, driving a number 91 truck, and a familiar face with the name of David Ellens will be the crew chief for him on that truck. He goes back to the familiar place where he had a ton of success. He will be with that program in the 2026 season. About 3 weeks ago, it was confirmed that Sigma Performance Services has officially acquired AM Racing. They'll be switching from Chevy. We'll be saying before they've acquired AM Racing for next year. They have not announced their official drivers, but drivers like Greg Biffle have been rumored, and other drivers in the 4K, maybe Hailie Deegan or someone like that, could be associated with that. But Sigma Performance acquired AM Racing not too long ago. About 3 weeks ago, it was confirmed that Brent Cruz will be joining Joe Gibbs Racing in the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series in 2026 in the number 19 car. He will drive in that car for basically all but 4 races, so 29 out of 33 until he turns 18, which is not that far away from him. He will make select starts at 17 also in 2026. In a recent interview before the trial, Corey LaJoie said he was unsure on what he was doing for the 2026 year. There's rumors about him doing some stuff in trucks full-time, but he doesn't want to race full-time in trucks, which surprises me at this point considering how well he was with the Spire Motorsports team. But Corey is expected to do some stuff with television and likely will be doing some stuff with that and maybe making some starts with Rick Ware and Cup in 2026. It was then confirmed about 2 weeks ago that Josh Willicke will be joining SS Greenlight Racing in the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series in 2026, driving a 07 car. He goes to a team where I think he has a good opportunity and shot, probably likely replacing one of the other drivers at the program as he looks to run really well with this team in 2026. It was then confirmed about 2 weeks ago the Cope Racing family team has formed a new team with Stanton Barrett. Stanton Barrett will be one of the owners of the organization, and they will switch their number from the number 70 to the number 30, and George Church will be the crew chief on this car in 2026. I think they'll have a technical lines ECR and RCR, and look to perform very well in 2026. About 2 weeks ago, it was announced that Connor Jones will be joining Nice Motorsports in the Craftsman Truck Series in 2026, driving a 42 truck. He is not expected to run in the majority of races next year, just a few in 2026, but Connor Jones will get an opportunity to race with Nice Motorsports in the upcoming season. The next day, it was confirmed that Parker Eamon will also be joining Nice Motorsports in 2026 to drive the number 42 truck. He is expected to make about 2 or 3 starts, more than likely, while focusing on his career in late models as well, but he'll get the chance and opportunity to drive for Nice in 2026. About a week ago, it was confirmed that Chris Gabehart has officially left Joe Gibbs Racing and is no longer with the team and organization. Initially, it was rumored that he was going to be associated with Spire Motorsports. Spire announced all their competition stuff for 2026, so it's unknown what Chris Gabehart's doing at the moment. He could be at Penske, could be at Jack Roush or Roush Fenway Keselowski, who knows at this point, but we know that he is no longer with the JGR team. Around that time, it was confirmed that Corey Hyde would not be returning to Tricon Garage in 2026. It's unknown what he's officially doing for 2026 at this point on his full-time plans, but I wish he was full-time at Cup in place of Riley Hertz, but as of now, he will not be back with the team at all in 2026. The same day, it was confirmed that Ty Dillon will be returning to Kaulig Racing in the Cup Series in 2026 to continue driving a number 10 car. There were rumors about him maybe not being back with the program, with the ECR suffered not being back full-time, but as of now, Ty Dillon will stick in Cup and will continue driving a 10 car with Seafood Best sponsoring in most races in 2026. The next day, it was confirmed that Anthony Alfredo will be joining Viking Motorsports in the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series in 2026, driving a number 96 car as the team expands to a 2-car operation. He's going to be getting a lot of help from that team going into 26 as they expand to 2 cars and looks to perform really well in the 2026 season. Down that same day, it was confirmed that Taylor Gray would be returning to Joe Gibbs Racing in the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series in 2026. He will continue driving number 54 car, and Jason Radcliffe will continue being the crew chief on that car in the 2026 season. He will be back with that program and look to improve and get better in the 2026 year. Last week, it was confirmed that Caden Honeycutt will be joining Tricon Garage in the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series in 2026, driving a number 11 truck full-time. Scott Cibadelli will be the crew chief on that truck, and Safely will sponsor pretty much every single race in 2026, as Caden Honeycutt looks to win a championship for the first time and perform very well in the 2026 season. On the same day, it was confirmed that Austin Green would be joining Peterson Racing Group full-time in 2026, driving a number 87 car. His crew chief wasn't officially announced, but he will have ECR engines throughout the year, and that car looks to be really competitive, especially on road courses in 2026. On Monday, it was shockingly announced that Nick Sanchez would not be returning to Big Machine Racing in 2026 and continue driving a 48 car, despite the fact he had a fantastic year in 2025, but unfortunately won't be back with the team. His future is in question, and he'll be looking for a new ride going into 2026. On Monday, it was confirmed that Rickler Racing will be switching from Ford to Chevrolet in 2026. They'll have an ECR alliance going into next year. They will have 1 full-time car, though a second part-time car is likely an option, and Cody Ward will continue driving that respective car in the 2026 season. On the Tuesday, it was confirmed that Frankie Muniz will be returning to Team Rayum in 2026, continue driving number 33 truck. Frankie Muniz was expected to be back with maybe another organization like Front Row, but he'll stay with the Team Rayum team and look to improve in the 2026 Truck Series year. On the same day, on Monday, it was confirmed that LeVar Scott will be joining Alpha Prime Racing in 2026, driving a number 45 car on a full-time basis. Alpha Prime will only have 2 full-time cars, though they will have a 3rd part-time entry in 2026, but LeVar looks to gain experience after some solid stuff in ARCA over the last couple of years. It was announced on Wednesday that Chris Wright will be joining McAnally Hogaman Racing on a full-time stint in 2026. He will drive the number 81 truck full-time, replacing Connor Mosak, who might be associated with Spire Motorsports next year potentially, but Chris Wright, despite some issues, will be joining McAnally full-time after a couple races with the team. It's been reported that Richard Childress was reportedly looking to sell Richard Childress Racing on 1.1 of his stakes, because we found out not too long ago during the court case that he doesn't fully own the whole team. He owns 60% of the team, not the whole organization, which we found to be surprising. But he was reported looking to sell to Bobby Hillin, which might be some issues going forward down the road for a guy like this people in NASCAR side after that got revealed. It was confirmed on Thursday that Isabel Robusto will be joining Nitro Motorsports in the ARCA Series in 2026. While a number was not officially announced, I would expect it to be the number 55, considering the 55 is a number associated with her with Venturini. She'll be joining Nitro Motorsports in 26. On Thursday, it was confirmed that Daniel Hemrick will be returning to McAnally Hogeman Racing in 2026. He will continue driving 19 truck once again. I think he'll have the same crew chief, Kevin Bellacourt, next season. Hemrick looks to have a really strong year with that team, looks to win his first truck title, and looks to win more races in the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series in the 2026 year. On Thursday, it was also confirmed that Garrett Smithley will be returning to SS Greenlight Racing in 2026. They will be renumbering the team from the 14 and 07 to the 0 and the 07, as Garrett will drive the 0 car for the team for a lot of the year in 26. And finally, Patrick Staropoli. He is currently rumored to be joining Big Machine Racing in the NASCAR Rally Auto Parts Series in 2026. Dr. Patrick Staropoli, might I add. He made some starts with Sam Hunt Racing in 2025, and he'll likely make a full-time run with Big Machine, and will also likely replace Nick Sanchez in the O'Reilly Series in the 2026 season. So that is going to be it for the final NASCAR silly season update of 2025. I want to thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe to the channel, notifications on, so notified when a video does go live on my channel. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and support me on Patreon as well. Let's go some more of that and comment your thoughts below on today's video. What are thoughts about today's silly season update? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Where do you think some of these drivers end up that are not even signed at this point? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Like I mentioned, this is the last silly season update of 2025. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if this is the final silly season update before the season begins. The next time you'll see a silly season-esque video, most likely, that's not a predictions video, will likely end up being my silly season thing, where I do every silly season move of 2026, 25 going to 26, and then of course we'll have some other content around that as well. We got sponsored silly season stuff coming in the future too. On Tuesday, we're going to have a NASCAR news video talking about some of stuff and other NASCAR news, and ends up breaking, include maybe some silly season stuff as well. Then, of course, there's some other content coming out too throughout the weeks. We've got the 2011 Racing Preview coming. We got the winter predictions of the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series coming in a week or so on Sunday. And then, of course, we will have the truck predictions dropping a day before Christmas. We've got a lot of content coming up. People like Hailie Deegan, Shaman Gisberg, and Carl Edwards, Kurt Busch, Kyle Busch, Bubba Wallace, Ross Chastain, Sheldon Creed, Sam Mayer, Frankie Muniz, Clayton Savron, Dodge Ram, Brad Keselowski, Chase Elliott, Kyle Larson, Ryan Preece, Junior Motorsports, Red Bull, you name it, Daniel Suarez, Tony Stewart, Casey Kane, Robbie Gordon, all the good stuff what we talk about on the channel in the coming days and the coming weeks as well, along with Michael Jordan too. So anyways, like I said, I want to thank you guys for watching today's episode. I'll see you guys next time for more great, awesome NASCAR content and other motorsports content on the channel like this. Take care, everybody.